Morning everyone. My name is SAINA AGRWAL. I am representing the team Ganthar and Janice. The topic for our presentation is effective decision making. And today we are going to see a story of Mr. Praful Bilor. And for this, I am going to present the story of Praful Bilor, and we are going to see the effective decisions which are taken by Praful Bilor in his business Mba Chaiwala. Yes, you heard it right. It is Mba Chaiwala. So let's begin with the unique story. Great things come to those who wait. यानी सब्र का फल चाय होता है. This is an inspiring story of a middle class Indian guy called Mr. Praful Bilor, who, like any other ambitious teen, wanted to pursue MBA. He appeared in CAT entrance exam for 3 years and failed every time. He was a sincere student and would study for 8 to 10 hours a day to compete for the CAT exam. His parents had a lot of hopes from him and would encourage him to study hard to get into a prestigious MBA college. On his repetitive failure, he got too depressed and quit his CAT preparations for a while. He roamed around entire India to look for solace from Bangalore to Chennai to Hyderabad to Mumbai to Delhi to Gurgaon and finally landed at Ahmedabad. Now, my friend will continue.
पर यही तो वक्त होता है. हेलो.
Yes, you are audible.
पर यही तो समय होता है खुद को जानने का, पहचानने का. He was not sure of what he wanted to do next, as his plan of pursuing an MBA from top B schools had shattered. So he joined McDonald's as housekeeping staff. He kept getting promoted to become a kitchen staff who would take order, make burger and serve the customer. He earned rupees 37 per hour. He had his initiate to desire to get an identity of his own. He kept thinking of starting a venture of his own. He went around to look for place to place, start a cafe, but the minimum investment needed was 15 lakh rupees. Now Shruti will continue the rest.
कुछ ऐसा बेचना है जो पूरे हिंदुस्तान को कनेक्ट करे. He didn't had any money at that time for the investment. So finally he dropped this idea and kept thinking for some other venture of his own. But finally he landed on the idea of starting a tea stall of his own. But he was lacking the courage to do so, because there is a lot of social stigmas associated with starting a roadside tea stall. In our society, we generally believe that uneducated labor class people run roadside tea stalls to earn a meager income for their survival. But with so many concerns running in Praful's mind, he was not able to sleep for nights and nights, and it took him almost 45 days to gather the courage of buying the required vessels, utensils, and ingredients to start his tea stall venture. After taking this decision, he was feeling very independent, but for this, he needed money, and he didn't have any money at that time. But he thought of an idea. He called his father and told him a small lie that to enroll in a study course, he need around 10,000 rupees, and his father gave him to enroll in the said course. Now my friend Aditya will continue the story.
He finds his love of selling tea. He set up his stall and arranged it in a very beautiful manner. On the first day, no one came to his stall. He makes up his mind and tells himself that if no one is coming to him, then he will go to other people and tell them that you want tea. But again, no one accepted him because he speaks English. Dream big, start small, act now. Do people say, who is this person who is selling tea and speaking in English? But on the second day, he managed to sell 5 cups of tea and got 30 rupees each. After a period of time, the selling kept on increasing and people want to know about him more because they felt something different about this guy who is selling tea and speaking brilliant English. Now my friend Radhika will continue.
Dream big, start small. Do people say, who is the person who is selling tea speaking in English?
But on the second day, he managed to sell.
Please unmute yourself. You are not audible. Voice is not coming. Radhika.
Yes, sir.
Yes, now.
Dream big, start small, act now. Do people say, who is this person who is selling tea and speaking in English? But on the second day, he managed to sell 5 cups of tea and got rupees 30 each. After a period of time, the selling kept on increasing and people wanted to know about him more because they felt something different about this guy who is selling tea and speaking brilliant English. काम कोई छोटा या बड़ा नहीं होता, बस तरीका बड़ा होता है. He started making a good amount of money and his tea sales were also on the rise. But after the 2 months, his father called him and asked him, where you went Ahmedabad and what are you doing now? Then Praful told him nothing, but he said that he's just finding a good college for his MBA and demanded more rupees 50,000 for taking admission in the MBA. So fulfilling his father's dream, he took admission in the MBA college. But after the 6 to 7 days, he again felt bored with these college students because they does not have any aim. So he left the college after the 7th day. Now let's see a video about this.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है?
साइना वॉइस शेयर नहीं हुआ है शायद.
SAINA voice.
आप शेयरिंग करके फिर से शेयर करो. शेयर विद साउंड नहीं हुआ है.
out.
आवाज आ रही है या नहीं बताना. आ रही है. कंटिन्यू.
And MBA. This what was going on in and out day and night in my mind. मैंने कॉलेज 7वें दिन छोड़ दिया और चलती क्लास में से मैं बाहर आ गया. Finally I broke down. I was failed. I was lost. I was down. सामान खरीदा, हिम्मत जुटाई और रोड पे चाय का ठेला लगा दिया. जो चाय जिसने मुझे जिंदा रखा उसको मैंने अपना धंधा बना लिया. चीज मैंने सीखी है लाइफ में कि दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा लोहार है टाटा और दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा मोची है बाटा. काम तो लोहे और जूतों को ही कर रहे हैं पर आज इनकी ब्रांड्स इंटरनेशनल. काम कोई छोटा नहीं होता है, तरीका बड़ा होता है, समझो आप. तो मैंने कहा ऐसा ही करेंगे, चाय बेचेंगे. मेरे को चाय के अलावा कुछ दिख ही नहीं रहा था उस टाइम पे. जो चाय जिसने मुझे जिंदा रखा उसको मैंने अपना धंधा बना लिया. ऐसा कहते हैं कि जिससे मोहब्बत करते हो उससे शादी कर लो और अगर ऐसा ना हो तो जिससे शादी हो गई है उसी से मोहब्बत चालू कर दो. जो चाय थी ना उससे मेरी शादी हो गई और यही चीज़ हुई थी मेरे साथ. मैंने अपना चाय का ठेला लगाया, अच्छे से सर्विंग करता था. लोग
Now my friend Nishu will continue the rest.
अरे कहाँ हो भाई? This time other tea shop owners of that locality don't like him and became so jealous of him that they called police and made him leave that place. From 15 to 20 days, he didn't sell tea, but his customers were messaging him on Facebook and on other social media platforms that where are you? Now my friend Harshita will continue.
Dear haters, jealousy is a terrible disease. Get well soon. He went to a hospital near his area and talked to the doctor and asked him what would be the rent he will pay. But at his stall, he did something else as well. He put up a whiteboard over there and started to write about the latest job and vacancies about which he got information from his customers. But again, there was confusion in which he had to decide the name of his shop. So he took Mr. Billow's Ahmedabad Mba Chaiwala. लो जी, हो गया नामकरण. Now my friend Naman will continue.
कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. But people laughed on him that till selling tea was okay, but attaching MBA is not okay for Indian society. But he again does the same. He listened to his heart and didn't change his decision. And with this name, Mba Chaiwala became famous. He started to get calls for various events and programs. After 2 years, people used to come to Mba Chaiwala, not only for tea, but for networking purposes as well. His story has lots of ups and downs. Now, he is doing business in crores. Now, Amisha will continue.
एवरीवन आई एम अमीशा। अपनी किस्मत की चाबी अपने हाथों में ही होती है बाबू ने शायद। Papa Billary always suggested people and students that leave your own dreams, write down with your own story with your own hand. He also does the same and now we can see his achievements. सफलता तो मिलनी ही थी. How he can bounce back. Now, the owner of MBA Chaiwala and Praful Billore was invited to IIMS and Harvard Business School. How to passion and promote. It all started failure to see admission in these prestigious colleges like IIMS and Harvard. This is what courage and passion can do to all of us. Many times in life, we dream of starting something, but we lack the courage to commence and pursue. The biggest fear often stops us from chasing our dreams is, what will people say if I do this? What we forget is that people can be judgmental or critical for some time. But once you succeed, everything falls in its own place. Now, Nitika will continue.
वो कहते हैं ना, तुम खामोश रहो, लेट योर सक्सेस मेक द नॉइज। अब प्रफुल्ल की सक्सेस ने भी विपुल बजाना चालू कर दिया था। प्रफुल्ल को बहुत से यूनिवर्सिटी से स्पीचेस के लिए कॉल आने लग गई थी। दैट वाज द प्रफुल्ल परफॉर्मिंग एट जीएसएफसी यूनिवर्सिटी। उसके बाद बहुत से न्यूज़पेपर में, बहुत से टेलीविजन शोज में एंड न्यूज चैनल्स में प्रफुल्ल का नाम अच्छे से हाईलाइट हो चुका था। चाय बेचकर बना करोड़पति। Now, Praful was not just limited to Ahmedabad. He has expanded to the whole of India. किसने कहा कि मैं सिंगल हूँ? I am in love with chai. While the cafes and restaurants are busy creating innovative recipes to celebrate the much-awaited Valentine's Week, there is one cafe in Ahmedabad that was just announced to celebrate the day in very interesting way. Praful Billore, owner Mba Chaiwala, has created an event page on Facebook that says they would serve free chai to all the singles on Valentine's Day in Ahmedabad between 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's all we say. Praful ki creativity kabhi ruki nahi. Now I would like Anshul KDI to come on stage and just continue this story.
Finally, we have come to the conclusion. What a great success story, isn't it? There were many factors which led Mr. Billore to his success. The most important factor was the effective decisions that Mr. Billore made. First of them was decision to start a tea stall. People often ask him, why chai? And he says, why not? It is the country's favorite drink. And honestly, there is nothing that a conversation over a kadak cup of chai can't fix. Secondly, his unique way to attract the customers. Putting up a whiteboard was different from others. He organized open mics to attract the youth. His idea of serving free tea to singles on Valentine's Day went viral. And last but not the least, the catchy name. Yes, Mba Chaiwala. That was all from our group. Thank you for listening to us. And special thanks to Chauhan sir for giving us this opportunity. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Very well performed, Group 1.